Welcome to the bench and the watchmaking journey. This is the first video of Balance Bridge Week, the final component that I need to make before I can test to see if this whole watch movement is actually going to work. But before I jump into it, I just want to thank everyone for their feedback on the last video in regards to the exposed pins, and most importantly, the advice in regards to the accuracy of the alignment using threaded alignment pins. There were some great comments in YouTube and on Instagram, and by some very prominent watchmakers. So thank you to everyone. It's always great receiving feedback on the videos. I think in the future, I'll be using friction fit alignment pins. They're a lot easier to make, and I'm led to believe it is more accurate than the threaded pins, although it was mentioned that in older high-end pocket watches that threaded pins were used. So I just wanted to say thank you up front. I'm very grateful to have people who are generous to share their knowledge with me, and you know, everyone who just comments as well. It's very inspiring and motivating, and it keeps me going. So thank you all for watching and commenting. But now it's time to start making the balance bridge. So I'm going to start by disassembling the original balance bridge and taking measurements of key components. So one thing that became apparent to me early on was that the material thickness of the balance bridge for the ETA 6498 movement is actually thinner than the train wheel bridge and the barrel bridge by 0.2 of a millimeter, which makes a huge difference because I didn't know that when I was creating the recesses. So now I think my recess is not deep enough. So I'm going to have to bore out the recess a bit deeper to get the same distance between the plates. So I've taken measurement of the shockproof setting diameter that fits into the balance bridge. Now I'm going to have to bore the hole out in the balance bridge to 0.02 millimeters smaller, and then it's going to be pressed in and held in by friction. So the first thing I want to do is create like a gauge pin to the correct diameter, so then when I set the balance bridge in the lathe and bore it out, I can test the hole size and get it spot on. I'm going to make a test hole on a brass plate using the pin gauge, and then actually try to push the shockproof setting in to see if it's going to go in nice and smooth. So after trying twice to get the test holes bored to the correct diameter, it's pretty conclusive that the tool is actually too big. I think it's like a 1.2 by 1.2 millimeters, and it's actually flexing in. You can actually see it. The bottom of it's clipping so the bottom edge of the tool is clipping the hole, and it's flexing the tool in sideways. So I'm not getting a proper straight through bore. So I've recently acquired a D-bit grinder, and what I did was I just grabbed this piece of tool steel and I ground it down to about 0.8 mil square. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to use the stone and put some relief on the side, and then do the face, and this should have enough clearance to bore the hole to the correct diameter. After 3 attempts, I finally got the pin gauge to the correct diameter. You know, it's Wednesday already, and not much progress looks like it's been made. I don't know, I think it's a bit of, you know, trying to rush the work, and a bit of sleep deprivation is kicking in right now. But at least now I've got the pin gauge to the correct diameter. I've finally got one of the test holes to work. So next time I'm going to continue chipping away at the balance bridge. I don't know if I'm going to get it done this week, to be honest. I'm going to try. I'm really going to try and push for it, because I did throw out that really ambitious deadline for the watch, and I do want to meet it, and I'm going to do everything I can possible to meet it. You know, it's not easy when you're working full time and you've got other commitments and you're trying to make something. But I think what I'm trying to just say is I feel like I have energy, and you know, I work to 1 to 2 a.m. every morning. I'm waking up at like 6:30 from my personal alarm clock, my beautiful daughter. But you know, I wouldn't have it any other way. So right now, if I tried to sleep, I probably couldn't. I just have the watch just constantly on my mind. So where I'm at now is like accumulation of 7 years worth of work and learning. And you know, it's always been a part-time thing when I have time. But you know, from the moment I fell in love, I just started researching, and you know, I enrolled with the BHI course. I learned about machining, and I acquired tools, and slowly I built up what I have right now. And you know, and I got into clock repairs, and I was fixing, you know, watches as part of the British Horological Institute course. But you know, that's not what I want. And in 2017, you know, I first embarked on the journey of making my first watch, because that's what I really want to do. And I feel like I'm so close right now. You know, and I know this is where things can sort of fall apart, but you know, it feels so good to come in here and work every night and make the videos about it. You know, I really love this, and I really hope that I can make something of this. So that's 3 nights of work in here, and it feels like I haven't done anything. But these things happen. Just got to keep going and chipping away at it.